We're going to conclude our conversation with Force now. If we've learned anything about the guy so far, it is that he doesn't quit. Yeah, he was tempted to shut down his team in the wake of all the disasters. Yes, those around him have, in the heat of the moment, urged him to walk away. Fact is, he's still out there, colorful, outspoken as ever, leading to one final line of questioning. I wondered, in the wake of Eric Medlin's fatal accident or his own horrendous crash in Dallas, if John ever thought about retiring as a driver.
In Eric's crash, it wasn't about quitting driving. It was about quitting the sport. I had a lot of conversations with Tom Compton, the president, and why that I shouldn't, or why that I should. And no, after Eric's deal, after Ashley's talk, after John Medlin's talk, there was no more discussion of where we were going. Just because I crashed. And I'll tell you what, I'm happy right now that I crashed and it took place, because there was so much come out of that crash. The Ford guys were all over that car. But God bless, the good Lord must have said, I don't need this dummy up here with me. Because the parachute came out, and I don't even remember hitting it. And it balanced the rear half of that car with me in it and the wheels, and it was only till I got right down to the guardrail that it just fell over and broke off my arms and legs at probably 50 to 100 miles an hour. But if it would have rolled, if the chute had failed, I would have been dead. First of all, it should have been dead anyway. The Lord wanted Eric because he was a good kid. Lord said, shove me back. Go put that fool down there and see if he can do anything right.
Reject.
And spend all his money. And God bless, we've done that.
Well, when the day comes and you have to climb out, are you going to be able to handle that?
If I can't drive, then, okay, they're going to have to drag me off the starting line. And as long as I can perform, drive the car, cut the lights, get it down, the alley out here, down Broadway.
But what's the measure for that? You see what I'm saying?
They told me...
How many do you have to win? Who do you have to beat?
Hey,
what do you need to be satisfied that you're still getting it done as a driver?
They told me in my crash that I might not walk without crutches or a cane. I stood there and yelled, 2 weeks, I'll be in Richmond, get the car ready, made a real fool out of myself on TV. They were still sewing me up 2 weeks later.
Yeah, but it wasn't long.
They told me, driving, it's over. Well, I got with a good therapist. I interviewed 3 of them, and I said, Dr. Ortmeyer, I want to drive again. He goes, you can't even get in and out of a car. You should have saw that. Because I had to do a blindfold test with NHRA that showed that I could get in the car and get out of it if it was on fire. They knew I could sit in it, but I couldn't pull the brake handle. They built me a push because my fingers were sawed off. I couldn't pull the brake, but they made me a push. And they did so many things to help me get in and out of that car. But I was determined. Then I got into the gym, building muscle. I'm back to 200 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I got my strength back where I can drive my race car and nobody can say I can't. Now, I may not be winning. I did win at Topeka last year, but I haven't won this year. But I'm better, stronger. My reaction times are better because I straightened up my life and went on the right eating stuff, okay? Because I train at least 5 days a week, okay? That I hit the weights, that I'm living on treadmills. When I went back into my doctor, he said, I'm amazed how well you got in the course of a year and a half in the gym. Even in my veins, the walls that had some blockage were cleaning up. So can I throw away all these pills I take? No, if you don't take the pills, your heart's gonna quit anyway. So in the midst of all this, I got myself back. God gave me a second chance to do this again. And I ain't gonna screw it up with my family, and I'm not gonna screw it up in this race car, because without it, when you lay in a hospital bed and you look over and you hug the babies and you say, why didn't I hug them every time I go by Ashley at the racetrack? Hi, baby. Oh, God, here he comes, gonna hug me again. And all the girls, they run, because you want to hug them every day, because I thought I might never see him again in that hospital that night. And to be with my race car, reach over and slap me when you want to get me off and shut me up. Slap me. Good man.
Final question. Which would mean more to you? John Force, driver, wins another U.S. National, your career 5th, I believe that would be, or Ashley wins her first in a funny car?
I always want to win Indy because it's the granddaddy. It's what we do. Coming here and seeing Gartlitz and Prudhomme and Bernstein and McEwen, that's what we did, since I was a kid. I'd like to see any of my drivers win, but priority is I'd like to see them safe. But if Ashley could win Indy, in a fuel funny car, that would mean if I had to give up my day, I'd like to see her get it because she's a woman, and only Shirley had ever done that in a dragster, but no woman's ever done it in a funny car. Ashley was the first to ever win in a fuel funny car. I would like to see Ashley win it.
You got to make a choice. You win it or she wins it. Who wins it?
Door number 3, Ashley.
Thank you, John. You're a credit to the sport.
Through a 25-year career, the fans have loved John Force's public persona, the wild, crazy race car driver, devil-may-care lead foot who saw Elvis at 1,000 feet, the fearless ex-trucker who goes 300 miles an hour on fire, then climbs out and jokes about it. But what I saw in that visit to Indy, and what I hope you saw at least a little bit in that interview, is a John Force more serious, focused, dedicated, a man who still cracks wise for the camera, but also carries a great weight on his shoulders and in his heart. Acknowledging up front that I've been a Force fan for years, I'm impressed with the way the guy has handled all the trials of the last couple of years, impressed with the way he's kept his team and his family together, and yes, kept that wild and crazy persona alive and in business through all the stress and the pain. And it doesn't stop. Tomorrow, Force goes into battle at Indy without his longtime crew chief, Austin Coyle, hospitalized due to internal bleeding caused by intestinal lesions. He's fine. Here's wishing Coyle a quick recovery, and to John and all the members of his team, good luck tomorrow in the biggest drag race of the year. We'll be right back.